Hey there, Scott Yurgz from Philadelphia Cricket Club here. Just saw your video, wanted to take a look at it and kind of analyze it. Figured if you're just starting back into golf, maybe you could use a tip or two to kind of get you moving. So first of all, ball flight, fantastic. I know it's going, kind of high, little draw to it. Um, Maybe a couple mechanical things we can kind of work on. And the number one thing I'm going to say is we got to use your lower half. We got to use your hips a little bit, your knees, your feet, your legs. You're going to notice why in a second. But when you actually hit a golf ball, let's scroll through here. You get to P2 where the club is parallel to the ground. You do a great job. You turn, you tilt, you get to here, and you put the club exactly where it needs to be. But from there, everything gets a little bit like murky. It doesn't really work as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to start to raise your arms and hands. And if you take a look at these lines here, you can kind of see some blue dots and red dots. Those are your hips and those are your shoulders. So you notice how they're not doing much anymore. Like they should still be rotating and turning. And as you take the club up to the top, you're going to notice it's just a lot of lift. It's probably been, a while since you've actually hit golf balls. So we need to figure out how to get you to move a little bit more, functionally as a golfer. And I'm going to show you how to do that. That's going to help make sure every time you hit the golf ball, you're not just using your upper body for some strength and some distance. So let's see what we can do to make this better. And let's go grab a couple things. So if you have one of these at home, grab it. This is a really good drill to help understand why we need to use our lower half and not just our upper half. So your tendency is to take the club back to about waist height and then lift the arm straight up in the air. So from this angle, you notice how my shoulders aren't continuing to rotate. They're just kind of doing nothing. My arms and hands are just kind of doing most of the work. My lower half isn't doing anything. This will be a good barometer of how much work you have to do to get the club back. So if I hold on to it like a golf club, put a little tension on it, I'm going to make a pretend backswing. So here we go. So I'm going to take it back to the takeaway position. Okay, so there I am. So at this point, normally you would have to take your arms and raise them up. Okay, that's really, really hard. The tension actually got so much I broke the band. So what you need to do is to make sure that you can take that club all the way back. Number one, don't break your band. Number two, take it back to the takeaway position. And then to take it all the way up, use your whole body. Rotate your hips, rotate your shoulders. And you'll notice it's less of a strain to get back there because your hips are supporting your chest and your shoulders and your arms, and everything is going to stretch out a lot easier. If I don't use my hips, it's really hard to do that motion with just my arms. Let's do it from this side so you can see it. So here we go. Takeaway position. Normally with no shoulder turn, it's really hard to get it higher up. And then let's go hips and shoulders together. And I can actually create some extension with that. Another great drill for you would be this drill here. If you take your golf club, if you stick it right kind of into your abdomen here and then choke way down, get set up. Don't actually try to bend over to touch the ground with the golf club, but make your backswing with just the takeaway and keep it all together. Perfect, just like this. And from right here, continue to rotate and turn so your arms can go up and around, create a little bit of depth. Things we're looking to see that that right hip moves up and back, not just stays just like this from this camera view. We want to make sure that right leg extends a little bit, the right hip moves up and back so the shoulders can turn and tilt. Hopefully that makes some sense. If you need anything else, feel free to drop me a line. More than happy to help. Thanks.